Mic check. Welcome to Pulaski County Fiscal Court, everybody. We just appreciate you all being involved in your county government. As is customary, we like to open up our meetings in the Pledge of Allegiance. And this morning I've asked John Langford, one of our regular members here, if he'd like to open us up. So we all stand.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Go ahead and call this meeting to order. First item on the agenda is the approval of the minutes from our previous meeting. I've noticed one small change. We gave Betty Cook last meeting. We presented her with the Pulaski County Colonel, and in the minutes it says Kentucky Colonel. So small change. And you all have any recommendations or changes that need to be made?
Motion to approve with change. Second.
Got a motion and a second to approve the minutes with change. Any further discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries. Okay. Next item on the agenda then will be our old business. I've got a few items there. The first item there would be the second reading of our personnel policy. You all got a copy of that and had our first reading. Any changes or discussion we need on this? Take a motion to
approve.
Second. Got a motion and a second to approve the second reading of the personnel policy. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. We also have our second reading of our Pulaski County Administrative Code. You all got a copy of that. Is there any changes we need to make there?
Motion to approve it.
We have a motion and a second to approve the second reading of the Administrative Code. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. And we've got the next item then would be the fiscal year 17-18 bid approval. We have had a bid committee to meet this week and go over the bids. And at the request of the bid committee, we have the following bids to award. First in concrete, we have Ready Mix Concrete would be the provider, and then the labor on any concrete work will be J.C. Tucker Concrete. In road tile, we have Wilson and Roy will be our road tile provider. For fuel, we have Southern Petroleum. And our lubricants are Cumberland Lake Shell. Our tires will be Bingham Tire of Somerset. And then on our heavy equipment bids, you all recommended to accept all bids based on the situation. And then our stone and paving bid, you recommended to accept Hinkle Contracting. So do you all have any discussion about the proposed bids?
Motion to accept. Second.
We have a motion and a second to accept the bids as provided by the bid committee. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Next then will be our new business. We have the fiscal year 17-18 salary schedule. You've got a copy of that. Questions on the salary schedule? Entertain a motion to approve that.
Motion. Second.
Motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. And we've had next item, we've had a situation come up this past week while we were at conference, actually. The state road department inspected one of our bridges and has deemed it to be unfit, so they have required us to close it down. And now we need to try to apply for emergency funding for that bridge. Now, Dan, you've been in contact with the Highway Department, correct? Do you have anything you want to talk about this?
Yes, Judge. we obviously had to put up closures and in compliance with closing of the bridge because of safety issues. And what we need to do is ask our court to accept this superstructure, and in turn, we send this back to the company, Bridge and Grading, E&H, and in turn, we get a set of plans so we can go to work and try to get this bridge back open before school starts.
That's on Goochtown Road is where this bridge is, if you weren't familiar with it. But we just need we need permission from the
So
court.
we make a motion to accept this structure?
Yes.
First, we need the motion this is an emergency.
I make a motion, this is,
Deemed
go
an
in the emergency funds,
Okay.
declare this an emergency.
Second.
Motion and a second then. Any further discussion? All in favor? Any opposed?
No, we need to do this.
Now we'll need a motion to submit this quote, I guess, from E&H Bridge and Grading to the state.
Motion.
Motion, do we have a second?
Second.
Any further discussion? All in favor? Any opposed?
What you need, right?
Yes, sir. We will be applying for emergency funding for this bridge.
Motion to apply for emergency funding. You need that?
Probably. It can't hurt.
Yep.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to apply for emergency funding. Any further discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? All right, we'll get that taken care of then as quick as we can. Brings us to our department reports. I don't see the sheriff's office here today. Jailer is not with us today. Our coroner is not with us. Brings us to Linda. Do you have anything for us today? Public safety. Stacy, you have anything?
I got a couple things, Judge, but I'll just I just want to let the court know that the truck that Parker's Mill purchased is in, and it's at their station. It's ladder 55 now, so they are working on equipping everything on it, so it come in, everything worked out good with it. And then the fire commission meeting the other night, we've been trying to go through our vehicles and get rid of all of our outdated vehicles that we're not using anymore. The Somerset City was using one of our vehicles for a fire investigation vehicle. It's a 1995, and they brought and asked to surplus it because they come up with another vehicle themselves. So if we would just, the fire commission surplus the 1995 International that they've got. So I just want to ask the court to surplus it so we can get rid of it. And then we had a,
You want to go ahead and make we have a
Yeah,
motion
motion to
to
surplus.
surplus that? We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
and then the next one we had was a,
Let me go ahead and get a vote on that if you don't
Okay.
mind. Let's, any discussion on that truck? All in favor? Any opposed? Okay.
the other one we had was a Woodstock surplus truck that they wanted to surplus that actually Western Rock Castle's been using it for several years, and the fire commission wanted to surplus it and get it out of our name and donate it to Western Rock Castle. It's kind of like that Pongo situation that we did last month. So it's a 1993
Is that a
International.
surplus or a transfer? How would you?
Either way, you can.
They want to surplus
It
it,
has
and
to
then
be
the fire
surplus.
commission voted to donate it go ahead and donate to them so they could get it out of our name.
Okay, so we need a
As long
motion to surplus. And is there a second? Who's got the motion in a second?
Maxine Strunk.
Maxine Strunk, okay. Any further discussion?
What was that vehicle?
It was a 1993 International 4700 series.
Will you get her those VIN numbers, Stacy?
Yeah,
on
I've
both
got
of those?
them right here. I'll let her copy them.
All in favor? Any opposed?
I think that should actually clear up all the trucks that we got that the fire commission had out on loan and everything, so everything should be out of our names after this. And this is from prior years where they've been using these trucks where they didn't have the money to purchase one. We was letting them use like decent trucks that we was getting rid of. So over the time period, So we're just wanting to get rid of them out of our name, out of the county's name.
Thank
That's
you.
all I have, thank you.
No, we need to, transfer Michael Ryan. I mean, he's going to Park Commission, leaving the road department. We need to do that under you, or how we need to do that?
It needs to be done.
Does it need to be voted on to make a transfer?
Yes, it's gotta be voted on.
Okay, so we'll need a
He's
motion.
going effective July 1, so that's Saturday, so,
Is it a volunteer transfer? Or?
yeah. He wanted to go. They was needing somebody there, and Michael was wanting to go, so he agreed to let him go. So I'll make that motion, we transfer him to Park Commission from the road department.
Motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? Okay.
Thank you.
You second that?
Brings us into road department. Jordan, you have anything?
Just a couple of things. The first thing being approval of 3,000 ton of rock for the month of July.
Motion.
Motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor? Any opposed?
Second thing being the approval of your all's road work.
We've got a couple speed limits on our road work request. Talked to Glenn, the one on Mark Shopwell Road is already established, we just need a sign up, so that's not. But we do have a request on Sloan's Valley Road, I don't know, Mike, you might know, loop number 3, they were wanting to see if they could get that to be a 25-mile-an-hour speed limit. Is it already that way, or do we need to vote on that?
Oh, we need to vote on it.
Okay, so that'll be the first one then, is Sloan's Valley, loop number 3, speed limit 25 miles an hour.
Motion to do that.
Second. Motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries. Do you see any other speed limits we need? I believe that's it, right? Okay, so we'll then entertain a motion to accept the road work request.
Motion.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Are you gonna
Any
tell
opposed?
Tommy about the whole Shopwell Road, or do I need to call him?
I'll take care of it. That's all, just thank you.
Thank you, George. All right, then, next will be 911. Aaron, do you have anything for us today? Danny with solid waste.
Couple things real quick. I'd like to ask the court to promote Cameron Ellington from part-time to full-time with the position that was vacated by Mike McQuarrie retirement. It'd be effective July 3rd.
Motion.
Second. A motion, a second, then to promote Cam Ellington to full-time. Any further discussion? All in favor? Any
You gonna
opposed?
need to replace him with a part-time or anything?
Yeah, I've got that coming up next. And
Carries.
recommend Taylor Muncie to go part-time on July 17th pending a physical.
Motion.
Second.
Motion, second, then to hire Taylor Muncie as part-time help. Any further discussion? All in favor? Any opposed?
That's it. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Danny. Brings us then to our animal shelter. Adam, do you have?
We had the, I guess, the annual spay and neuter clinic over the past week, and I just wanted to kind of tell you guys how everything went. We had a total of 46 animals come into the clinic. Out of that 46, there was 20 dog spays, 12 dog neuters, 9 cat spays, and 5 cat neuters. It was a success, pretty much, and we need to kind of thank Charlotte Bray. She worked her tail off over the weekend. And also, I was going to ask you guys, would it be okay to the part-time position to go ahead and put in the paper or get out there maybe to fill the part-time position at the shelter, to go ahead and start trying to find an applicant for that? That's all I got.
Fine by me. I mean, we need a motion on that.
Yeah, we'll need a motion to advertise in the paper.
Advertise for part-time help with the shelter.
We have a motion and a second.
Second.
Any further discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? Question real quick, I don't put you on the spot. I know the shelter helpers are having a fundraiser for the shelter. It's a golf scramble. Do you know the dates on that?
July 12th.
Yes, sir.
July the 12th.
Yes, sir.
And I think it's, what, $300 per team to?
That's what, yes, sir, that's what I'm thinking.
Okay, so it's for the benefit of the paper. If you want to help them promote that, they're going to try to be raising funds for the shelter, so,
That Woodson Bend too.
at Woodson Bend. Okay, all right,
Thank you, Judge.
thank you. Next in will be our treasurer. Joan, you've got a couple things for us.
Well, I've got a lot of stuff. Of course, this is the end of yet another fiscal year, so I've got a lot of housekeeping material that I need to get done. The first thing is a bill list that you should have received. This is to clear up all our outstanding debt for this year, except for 2 others that I've received today.
Motion.
Second.
We have a motion and second then to accept the bill list. Any further discussion? All in favor? Opposed?
Okay. Okay, the second thing I have, as you know, as all of you all know, my brother is terminal, so I've had to deal with some family emergencies lately, so therefore it was impossible to do this amendment in any way other than an emergency amendment. So I do have a budget amendment, an emergency budget amendment, in the amount of $1,684,769. And those are receipts for general fund, road fund, jail fund, fire fund, and 911.
We need a
Motion.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to accept the emergency budget amendment. Any further discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed?
Okay, also, I do have budget transfers to get our accounts in order.
Motion.
We have a motion, we have a second. Second. Second, any further discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
All right, the last thing I have 2 invoices, or, yes, 2 invoices that I received, excuse me, one I received this morning. One that needs to be voted on, I'm sorry, I got a little flustered, came from the sheriff's office, and we were overpaid they finished their tax audit, and we were overpaid by $11,605. The reason being is they weren't taking out their commissions on the bank franchise tax. So therefore, the auditors caught that, and they were required to take their commissions. So that's the reason why we're paying back $11,605. Although, on the flip side of that, we will be receiving that back in excess fees. So it's a win-win, or it's a wash.
Motion to pay.
We have a motion and second. Any further discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Okay.
And the second invoice I received was from Hinkle Contracting for Jack Baker Road. It was court-approved, and it had been done. It was just one that they had gotten in later.
Motion.
Second. We have a motion and second then to pay Hinkle Contracting invoice. Any further discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
I know that was a lot, but gentlemen, thank you for another great year.
I might want to tell everyone, if you're already not aware of this, the reason that was delayed, I think, is 911 shows that as being 0.2 of a mile long, and they actually paved 0.4 of a mile. And we looked back through the records and found out we did take that in, so it needs to be changed in 911's system on Jack Baker Road.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Okay, I've been notified, we made a little oversight here when we accepted our bids. We talked about heavy equipment, and we accepted all heavy equipment, but there's also the contractors, the plumbing, electrical, and the construction contractors were all included in that heavy construction. So we need to maybe amend, do we need to amend that?
I'd just take a new vote on the additional heavy equipment.
Okay, let's
Heavy equipment to include
To include-
electrical.
To include contractors, plumbing, electric, and construction.
Motion.
Second. We have a motion and a second, and to include those in this bid. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right. All you had, you said?
I think so, unless, Martin, I do have one question, and it goes back to the bids also. Where we accepted Hinkle contracting, Hinkle's was a renewal of a previous bid. Does that need to be stated differently in the minutes, that was a,
If it was a renewal,
yes?
because there's, as I recall, are they 2-year renewals?
It varies. They can continue to renew. They have that option. So theirs was a renewal of their previous bid, so does that need to be
Even really a bid, it was just a renewal.
renewal of their existing contract? Does that need to be
Yeah, it needs to be clarified.
voted on special? Okay.
Motion to accept Hinkle's contract? Is that what we need?
Their renewal, to renew their.
Contract.
Yeah.
We have a motion. We have a second. Second. Any further discussion? All in favor?
What about the
Any
industrial
opposed?
foundation? We're gonna talk. The industrial foundation?
Yes.
We need to, do you need a motion to pay their salaries and their monthly
We do.
expenses?
Am I correct, Martin?
Yeah, for the time being, till anything else gets figured out, if it's going to be.
Considering that it had been voted on to freeze, it needs to be basically voted on to continue to pay. Am I correct?
For the payment of
Until,
their salaries, et cetera.
Do we want to
For
put a
salaries.
time frame on that? Just,
I don't think we can. I don't think it would be until
Until this.
resolution.
What we're gonna do with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right?
Yep.
Salaries and utilities.
Salaries and monthly
What's the county
expenses.
been paying? What expenses has the county been paying to keep them afloat?
The basic, we pay
Pay the electric, the rent,
salaries,
the salaries.
rent, benefits, of course,
utilities.
some of their utilities.
Whatever, I would recommend that the court, if you're inclined, vote to authorize the unfreezing of the funds to pay the monthly recurring expenses, just like you do on fiscal court and the
Right.
county's own bills.
Yeah. That's what we're trying to come to here. We're not long.
So then we need a motion to allow us to unfreeze the recurring expenses to the Development Foundation.
Salaries and recurring expenses
Salaries and recurring
Salaries and
expenses.
recurring only.
until resolution.
Motion.
Second. We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? We are still, though slowly, we're still working on this discussion and this compromise. So we're kind of, the attorneys are back and forth on a few things right now. So as soon as we have more, we'll bring that information to you. We're hoping that we can all work together, move forward together, and come to a solution that is good for our county.
Makes everybody happy.
We're working on that.
Yep.
All right, anything else? Well, we'll take a motion to adjourn.
Motion.
Any further discussion? All in favor? Any opposed?